Sir, yes, please. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hello, hold on, there's a gentleman behind you.
Oh, very much. Yeah. Tomorrow. You mentioned a few times this evening about not having enough money to do the things you want to do. And I was wondering what your part is, what policies you've got in place to start taxing recreational drug use, and how are you going to tackle the shadow economy? Thank you very much. Please do.
As the Green in the room, I should try and tackle this question about recreational drugs.
Taxing recreational drug use.
Yes, so what it is that we, at the moment, there is an industry, a drug industry,
shadow
drug
economy
industry, that is just
thriving.
Run by gangs. It's unregulated, and children can probably get hold of marijuana quicker. Why are you doing that?
I'm trying to hear you.
Don't stick your tongue out.
No, I'm listening to you. Children can get about marijuana. What have you got to do about it? What's your plan? What's the policy for Green Party?
I'll continue. I was saying that children find it easier to be able to purchase marijuana.
How do you know that children find it easier to purchase?
Than alcohol in this country. You're just going to answer that. I'm not going to. You just said.
Please do. I'm listening to you. Please, I want to hear what you've got to say. I'll speak up a little bit.
Make my point. It's an unregulated economy for drug industry at the moment, and the way to make it safer is to bring it under control and regulation.
Congratulations. Well done.
Chris, do you want to answer that? Excuse me, sir, could you repeat the second part of your question after the tax?
What are you going to do to tackle the shadow economy, which is thriving in this country, because there's no policy in place to tax recreational drug use? For a start.
Well, we are against recreational drugs.
Of course, but they are something that you're going to have to deal with.
We wouldn't entirely rule out legalising some forms of recreational drugs. We don't believe our policy is reasonably open-minded on it. As far as I take it that you're talking about the gangs that...
I'm saying there's a lot of revenue that's been poured out of the benefit system, for instance, that's going straight into the shadow economy. And where's it getting laundered through all these small businesses, but they're not actually being used by the country. The government should be using that money, not the shadow economy having control of all that recreational drug use money, which is billions and billions of pounds, which is what you're saying you're looking for money. There's your money. What's your policy on it?
I guess that the shadow economy that we're talking about is crime.
No, it's not crime. It's drug importation and distribution. We have an NHS we're spending £250 million, £1 trillion on, and we're going and all these children are going out there spending mum and dad's money on cannabis and crack and heroin, and it's like, well, it's out of control. And if you haven't got a policy to tackle that, then everything else you said is sort of beside the point.
If these people are distributing recreational drugs that are illegal, then the police should be involved in that.
Well, there's about 20 different fast food shops, and there's hardly any, there's occasional burgers being sold in them. Where do you think the money's getting laundered? So there's a lot of money laundering going on in this country, and it's all stemming from recreational drug use, and it's because you won't set a policy in place to, A, classify drugs and record who's buying what and where and when. Because at the minute, everyone's taking drugs. There's no employers know what they're taking. No insurance companies know what they're taking. If you have some sort of medical card where you can say, hang on a sec, I'm on heroin, I use it 3 times a week, I'm functional. I can do this, and your employer knows, your insurance company knows, and you can get the help that's needed. Someone else might be taking the occasional ecstasy pill, and if you start developing policy, then you've got the start of an industry that people can be a part of and not be dysfunctional over. Because at the minute, you're marginalising vast sections of the community and allowing crime to thrive, shadow economy to thrive, and that money should be going to proper healthcare, proper education, developing wind and solar and nuclear projects, etc., developing infrastructure for the country is what I'm talking. I'm not going to set your policy for you. I got thrown out of UK Independence Party, and now I'm not allowed to vote. I'm not allowed to leave the country because I'm not allowed a passport. I'm not allowed to look after my own children. So I've been through this, through the local politics side of it. So obviously forgive me for being intolerant of your lack of policy on this issue, and I'm really pleased that you've taken the time to give me the 5 minutes to have a chat with you. But if you do have some policies, definitely think about it.
I think that's, but you have raised some very good points that all our candidates here have actually sort of like thought, yeah, maybe we should have a policy. Maybe that's something you'll have to think about. So
Brilliant, thank you.
Well done in raising.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Claire would still like to answer. You're about the fifth person that I'll take. Claire has an answer for you, I
I
believe.
do have an answer. I think most of you probably know that the Liberal Democrats have always backed legalising cannabis. The idea of that is that you can actually regulate it because things like scum, etc., are getting stronger and stronger, and people are falling into the drug pattern because the same people very often supply the harder drugs.
Cocaine is something you really need to get a hold of.
We're not in power, but maybe if we get into at least opposition, we can have a bit of a say about that. The other thing is, a lot of this county lines, these young kids who are acting as mules and, well, I don't know all these expressions, bringing their drugs back, go down to London. Many of them are doing that because they're so poor.
No, they're not poor, they're very wealthy. They're extremely wealthy. They're all driving very nice cars and taking holidays. Thank you.
First, I acknowledge this. I really do.
You can't be poor and take drugs.
They want to be able to give their mum a nice present or whatever. Let's have a fall into it. And then they get trapped.
Very wealthy children
Now,
taking
I'm sorry,
drugs.
I'm supposed to be-
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, as I mentioned, my 16 to 22-year-olds, it's a foundation where they stay 5 nights a week and then 2 nights a week and go back home. We do all this hard work on them. Sometimes they have a still dog to come and check of drugs that arrive there. But the sad thing is they get sent back home, back into the den where their parents or their friends are taking the drugs. It is a very difficult situation, but I do think that the den have something very appropriate to at least start to regulate cannabis. And then it's hopefully further along the line we can do other things.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's